Hello everyone and welcome back to the Let's Talk About It. Have you ever wondered how is it to be successful with women, to be chased by them, or to find your crush? I'm going to tell you right now. Let's begin. But just before that, let me show you a little bit of the sea weather after the corona. Hello talkers and welcome back to the Let's Talk About It show. Today I would like to speak about a few suggestions for men, how to make a good first impression with a woman, as well how to be successful in this kind of situations, and maybe at one point how to make women chase men. So the first pointer would be try to make a very good first impression. What does it mean? Usually men, including me, we screwed up the first time. We can be very tempted to not overreact, not be stressed, but inside we know that we cannot keep it to ourselves too much. So in the moment we are getting to meet this woman, sometimes we are losing ourselves in words. We never know actually how to put one sentence after the other one, and we are kind of losing ourselves in translation, as it said. So never try to be overstressed. Always try to have a little bit of confidence in yourself, because if a woman decided to meet you as a first date, regardless how you look like or what you have, if you're wealthy, if you're poor, if you don't think you look that good, man, try to have a little bit of confidence, because we all look as we're supposed to do. So if you have confidence in yourself, the first impression will always be better than when we don't have confidence. This is pointer one. The second pointer would be try to hide your desperation. What does that mean? Meaning sometimes we can be so much stressed about a woman because we like her, unknowing if she likes us, that we can sometimes write too much or try to call her, and that can push a woman back. It means like, hi Jennifer, how are you? Yeah, I'm not in the mood right now. You know, you called me yesterday and you called me earlier today. You know, this type of things. I mean, try not to be over desperate. Sometimes when women know that you want to be in a relationship with them, but they think you are not too much into them, even if they are not into you 100%, it will make them curious knowing what is happening with you. So if you are not calling and not texting them or trying to communicate with them each hour of the day between your dates, of course, mostly before you're in a relationship, then a woman might chase you instead of you chasing her. I'm not saying it's only about the masculine side. It can be even with the feminine side if women are behaving the same way. That's why women are a little bit more successful with men regardless of how we look like. And I'm speaking about both species. So hiding desperation is a very good pointer and a very good step to succeed with women. Sometimes you need to put the ball in her court, making her believe that she can lose you. So if she is somewhere in that range of thinking that, you're on a good way. Pointer number three would be to come up with good questions. It doesn't mean that you need to come up with a sheet of paper knowing your questions already and showing it like in a speech, but you need to know what questions to come up with, meaning like, how was your working day? If you like your work, what type of in what type of industry do you work, or what type of job do you want to proceed? Do you have any type of a dream that you think will be coming into your hands in the past or next years or months? You know, to be a little bit more accurate about what you want to ask, like always be interested in her and let her as well ask questions back, because a discussion needs to have both sides. So when you have one side asking questions, the other side is only answering, and there is no actual communication here. If you want to have a good communication or a good click between you, you need to know how to communicate with her. Sometimes women, as well us men, we can be very shy, but sometimes that's the exact point. We need to take a stand, a little bit of courage, and ask the right questions. The moment you ask the right questions and she sees that you're interested in having a nice conversation, she will answer you, and then you have already a second step into this good success with the woman you want to date or have a relationship with. Then as well, she will ask you nice questions. Unless if she's not that interested, then you will know that, and there is no use for having future dates. Unless you really want to have a one-night stand, but I'm not really suggesting that to anyone. So that is basically the third point. Point number 4 would be get busy from time to time. That means sometimes you can take yourself, even if you are not sure 100%, but take yourself and try to disappear, or so-called disappear, for like a day or two without picking up the phone or writing a message. Even if she is unsure in you as a man, she will see that you are not 100% in that space of looking for her. So she is going to try and search for you and text you or call you. Now if she does that, that means that you basically approved your relationship or will to be with her. That makes space for excitement and anticipation in knowing what the other side does. Like when we are trying to call women and they say, I'm a little bit busy, then you think, what the hell is happening? Why doesn't she have space for me, right? That's the exact thing we need to do. Give her a little bit of space. Let her do whatever she wants and do the same. Do whatever you think it's good for you, and when the time comes, you will speak again. And when that happens, believe me, the talk and communication in that moment becomes much, much better. Never try to overreact about this, just flow with it. Point number 5 would be give her intermittent attention for the good reasons. Sometimes a woman likes to get attention, but if you are throwing on her 24/7 or nearly the whole day some extra compliments or too much attention, or you're calling her every hour to check what's with her, even if she didn't ask for that, that throws her off. That means that she wants to get rid of you and she's going to get bored this quickly. But when you're giving her the reasons to get attention, it means that you want to know what's up with her, but not every second. So even if you're inside a relationship already, you don't need to come with a gift every day or every second day. You need to wait for the right moment to happen. And sometimes women will say, it's not the right moment, it needs to happen because we are in a relationship. No. You need to wait for the right moment when you feel it's right to come up with something. And sometimes not a compliment or a gift will make her day better, but when you give her real attention, when you are really in there for her by caring, loving, listening, and always giving her your shoulder to cry on. That is the intermittent attention I'm speaking about. Never think about giving too much gifts, because that's what happened to me not a long time ago, and I threw the woman off. And that's what's happening. You're learning from each relationship you had. So that's something no one should do, neither women. It makes more place for anticipation and excitement inside a relationship, so take it in consideration. Point number 6, try to think like a woman, or at least try to get into her brain. By that, I mean that sometimes when someone is coming up with an idea, you don't need to jump right in. Sometimes you can put yourself in a position where you push it off and you reschedule, for example, a meeting for a different time. Now, if you know directly what a woman thinks, that's good. You don't need to be a woman in order to think like her. You just need to imagine what would happen if you would be in her shoes. Like, if I would call and I would be a woman and I would say, hey, do you want to go out I have a free day today and I'm free to go. And then if you are really into meeting, but you know it might sound too cheesy to just jump inside that, you could say, I'm not in the mood today. I mean, I am a little bit busy. Can we reschedule for tomorrow or 2 days from now? Is that okay? In these situations, that puts the ball inside your court. And when you know that you had her attention, it will make her want to ask you out again. But next time, you need to advance and come up with the question yourself. Because if you said no once, although you wanted, the next time you can say, I'm free today, I'm coming to pick you up. Are you free today? Yes, I'm coming to pick you up in 30 minutes. Are you done? Yes. That's how we do it. You need to be successful in knowing what you want. The moment you know what you want, you will never know what is unsuccessful date ever again. So this following suggestion might seem a little bit harsh at first glance, but for example, when you're in a meeting, you can be very funny, to joke about many jokes, to come up with ideas, to make the conversation much more funnier. But this specific thing can turn on a woman in wanting to be in there for you a bit more. So the question is, what do you think that makes you more special than other women? This question will get way too inside a woman's head and will make her want to, I don't know how to say it, but it will make her want to know you as you are. She will try to make herself more interesting for you, knowing that you might look in other ways, although you don't. But if she thinks that she can lose you. And when she thinks she can lose you, you got her. Now, if you got her, try to keep her as close as possible. But keep the suggestions that I said before as well. Don't rush. This is a very important question. When you know how to question or to put this question up, you got her heart. This point is how to be in the right position and to find the right balance between being funny and being serious. When you find the right balance between it, it makes it much easier for you to react and behave next to the woman you want to be with. So for example, on Tinder, there are many women that are saying, I would like someone who is emotionally and mentally strong and knows how to behave. Many times they will not tell you only being funny because they can write that, but they mean you need to find the right balance. So for example, you don't need to be like, yeah, everything's good. Yeah, what's up now? No, this is not the way. You need to basically be very light about most of your conversation, but then when the right moment comes, you can be a little bit more serious, but with a good vibe. When that happens, the girl is not thrown off by you and she wants to continue the conversation. And if she sees that you're in the right position and you're not way too serious or way too funny and you're trying to show off, you know that you've got another big point on her side for you. Important thing, always remind yourself not to be an open book. Try to see how the conversation goes, how the things are going to both of you. If she's opening up, you can open up. But if she's a little bit rigid, that's the same thing that you should do. I'm not saying to be cold, but try to be a little bit mysterious. Don't try to say everything that's on your mind from the first meeting. Try to leave a little bit more mystery for the next and third and fourth and fifth meeting in order for her to know each time a little bit more of you. Because when you say too much on the first or second meeting, you will never make her want you. You will never make her be interested in you as you really are. And she will say, well, I already know everything about this guy. I kind of know that I don't want to be with him. But when you as well, on your side, when she tells you a bit about herself every moment and when she opens up, you open up a bit more, she opens up a bit more, and then your connection is stronger. You have a bond which is inseparable at one moment, and that's how you find your other half. This is a thing which is essential in relationship. Never, never forget. This thing is so important, you always need to remember. Never try to be a macho man, neither with your muscles and neither with your money. Try to do it with your brain and soul. The moment you find the right balance between being a fashion guy and being a fit guy, that's the combination you need to work on. Try to find a style which suits you better, and don't try to find a style which would fit the woman better. If you feel secure in your own body and the clothes you're buying, regardless if you have a beer belly or you're not 100% fit, believe me, that's the most important thing. So you build your own personality by believing in yourself. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you love yourself. The moment that happens, you're going to be successful. I love myself, I'm secure, I believe in myself, and I'm beautiful. Never forget to tell you these things, regardless at one point of the day, and people will start noticing. The moment they notice, you had their attention, which is very good. So just be secure. Self-security is very good, and it's only going to make you a successful man, not just with women, but every place. Work, people, friends, family, and everywhere you're going to be successful. If your relationship at one point is well founded already, try to make her from time to time look the way you would like her to look, or the way you want to see her. Not for other people, but for you and her. The same she should do for you, or you should do for her when she wants you to do. This is a very good suggestion in order to be synchronized with fashion styles, and to be on the same level. Women will always want to look more and more sexy and fashionable than you if you are not at least the closest level to their level. Of course, men only in K-pop usually tend to put a lot of makeup on, but that doesn't mean that we men, we don't need to care for ourselves. There is a skincare routine I've put on, and I suggest men to do that in order to look better. And you need to find something that suits both of you. When you find that, your relationship is on a very good route, and you will never fall inside a mud hole. So try to make your partner invest in you. And what does that mean? Never think about financial stand, but think about the mental stand. If the other person which is with you, regardless if you are with a woman or the woman is with a man, or even in a different relationship, you need to have respect, love, and understanding. These are very important 3 pointers inside a relationship. When you make the other person invest time in you and understanding, if something is not good, the other person will tell you. And when the other person tells you and you feel comfortable with what they say, you need to make a little bit of changes. But make the changes which are fitting the most for you, and never try to force yourself into something. Because the moment you're trying to force yourself into change for other people, you will never look original, like the OG person you are. Try to take the suggestions of each person which is near you and make something good for yourself. In that way, your personality will become a diverse personality, and you can show more sides of yourself. So if you try that, you are going to grow in people's eyes, but mostly grow for yourself. Just before I finish my video, I would like to say that if you ever come across physical violence or verbal aggression or any type of violent act inside a marriage or relationship or friendship with any person, walk away. walk away from that, because once it starts, it will never finish. It can start with verbal violence and transform into physical violence and any type of different act. If that happens, just turn your back and walk away. If there is no way to finish it, the best way to finish it is to be far from it. Such a thing, it's a very, very bad thing, and it will not end well. That's my true advice to you all. And don't let anyone harm you in any way. Just finish it in the most pleasant way by walking away, even if it hurts you. But it's better to hurt you for a short while instead of hurting you for a long while, and then you will be afraid to get into a different relationship. So just know that and know what is the best thing to do. My final suggestion is always try to find something positive in your life. Like the other day, I had an argument with my family about what makes me happy and what doesn't make me happy in the place I live. I find some very negative things, but inside I was thinking about it and I realized they were right. I shouldn't be so negative about some small things when the other part, the bigger part, is how to make something positive. Because in every bad thing there is something positive. So always try to find the positive part in your life, regardless in which situation you are. If it's in an argument with your relatives, girlfriend, boyfriend, grandmother, grandfather, regardless, try to, or even at your work, try to find something which makes you happy. And even if you had an unpleasant moment during your day, just relax. Take yourself a short time to digest it, and the next moment after you calm down and you thought about it, believe me, you will come out a different person. You don't need to be rushing and being nervous and sweating and maybe cursing in some situations, because it happens to absolutely every one of us, even for me, and I admit it. But try to find something positive, the smallest things, like put your headphones and listen to music, or play on PlayStation, or watch a binge watch on Netflix or whatever you want, and you'll calm down. I hope that you all had a great week, a pleasant day, and I do hope to see you soon. As well, if you want, comment down in the comment section about what are your thoughts to my video, and if you want to communicate with me and keep in touch, I'm sharing my Instagram name here. You're more than welcome to tell me what would be your suggestions for my following videos, and I'm taking in consideration everything you say. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you'll stay safe, have a pleasant evening, and take care. Good night.